Welcome to Mischief Wargaming. I'm John and this is Star Trek Alliance. The Dominion is continuing to make their presence felt as the war in the Gamma Quadrant continues. Captains Lascelles in the Excelsior class USS Combs and Captain Vega in the Akira class USS Yo search for the survivors of the USS Trellisk. The mission involves our Starfleet captains exploring an asteroid field and searching for the USS Trellisk. Once found, beam any survivors out, but the mission logs from the ship's computers are of vital importance. The Dominion have sent out a scout wing to try and find the downed ship, though they will likely just try to finish the job and destroy it. There are 5 mission objectives scattered on the board. When a ship scans one, it is flipped over. Objective number 5 will do nothing, as it's a false reading. Objective number 4, it will be a mistaken Jem'Hadar attack ship. Whilst objectives 1 through 3 are the ion trails of the USS Trellisk. Once all 3 ion trails are found, the downed Miranda class starship is placed on the board with 3 mission logs. Then, at the end of each turn, each Federation ship may pick up a mission log if close enough. Once all 3 logs are collected, ships either have to escape from the Starfleet deployment zone or survive until the end of turn 10. Any other result is a win for the Dominion. The USS Yo is preparing for combat. With 6 points to spend for weapon systems, the ship takes quantum torpedoes, while backed up by a tactical officer. Captain Lascelles, meanwhile, has invested in increasing her own captain's skill, so that Combs is less kitted out. But reinforced shielding, photon torpedoes, and a science officer are still a nice loadout. The opening turn is simple. No Dominion ships are on the board yet. The enemy wing appears next turn. Both Starfleet vessels move forward as fast as possible. With the Yo scanning the nearby objective. It's objective number 3, and it's one of the ion trails. Turn 2 begins with the arrival of the Dominion. The first Jem'Hadar attack ship is under specific orders to search for the Trellisk, so will scan objectives like the Federation. A second Jem'Hadar ship enters the board close to the Yo. While an elite Jem'Hadar appears opposite. The first ship shoots past the objective, but begins a scan anyway. The second moves in, going on immediate bout stations. The Akira banks to the left, focusing on scanning the next objective. Likewise, the Combs focuses on scanning. While the elite banks towards the Excelsior. Going on bout stations. The Yo uncovers a garbled signal. As the maximum number of Dominion ships are on the board, this ultimately does nothing. which is the same result as the Coombs scan, a false reading. Which left the Jem'Hadar to pick up the trail of the USS Trellisk. The Jem'Hadar elite opens fire on the Excelsior, using their battle stations token to cause the Combs to lose its reinforced shielding. Meanwhile, the Combs opens fire on the Jem'Hadar doing the scanning. The shot hits and knocks the Dominion ship's shields to half. The ship retaliates by firing upon the Akira. The shot hits the much larger Akira, removing its shields entirely. The second attack ship hopes to capitalise, but the Yo evades the incoming fire. Both the Jem'Hadar attack ships turn to engage Starfleet. Both going on battle stations. The Akira keeps moving forward, trying to evade the inevitable Dominion attack. The Excelsior moves up to the last objective. The Jem'Hadar elite banks towards the Combs. Unable to avoid the asteroid, but not taking any damage. The final objective is scanned, and the wreck of the USS Trellisk is found. Now the mission changes to collecting the logs. If the Dominion can destroy the Miranda before the logs are downloaded, they'll win. However, at this point the elite ship fires on the Yo, but after using their evade token is able to avoid taking any critical damage. One of the other Jem'Hadar ships continues the attack, using their battle station's token to cause 3 hits. Lastly, the Combs picks up one of the mission logs to end the turn. With the Federation grouped up in a corner, the Jem'Hadar move in. The Akira performs a K-turn, flipping around but going on auxiliary power for now. The Excelsior banks while still remaining close to the Trellisk. The Elite moves in, going on battle stations. They open fire on the wreck of the Miranda class, causing a lot of damage, but not enough to destroy it. The Yo fires on one of the Jem'Hadar ships, knocking out their shields. The ship tries to fire back, but fails to land any shots. Between them, the last of the mission logs are downloaded. Again, the mission changes. Both ships now need to either escape off the border edge they started on, or survive until the end of turn 10. If either ship is destroyed, some of the mission logs will be lost and the Dominion can still claim this game as a victory. The Jem'Hadar ship with no shields performs a K-turn. While the other races to catch up. The Yo, painfully aware of how much damage they've already taken, bank away from the incoming Dominion ships. While the Excelsior skirts around the edge of the board. Lastly, the Elite ship has to swerve to avoid another obstacle. But they are able to shoot at the combs, but can only damage their shields. The attack ship that K-turned fires on the Akira, causing another hit. One more and that ship is lost. The other attack ship fails to damage the Miranda. The Jem'Hadar are making a mess of things, as they have to swerve to avoid more obstacles. While the Yo performs a safe bank to remove the auxiliary condition. The Excelsior banks, looking to outpace the Dominion. The Elite is unable to avoid going off the board edge, so K turns and is placed back on the board. They compensate by finishing off the USS Trellisk. While another attack ship fires on the cones, knocking out their shields entirely. The race is on as the attack ships try and close on their targets. Both taking evasive manoeuvres. The Yo charges ahead. While the cones bounce towards the corner of their deployment zone. The Elite banks right, out of position after the move last turn. The Jem'Hadar continue to close in on their targets. With the Akira going on evasive manoeuvres. USS Combs, meanwhile, escapes the board, keeping the majority of the mission logs safe. An attack ship fires on the Akira. Just one hit will be enough to win the game. But the Yo is just able to avoid any incoming fire. The end of the game is fast approaching, and the Dominion struggle to get the Akira in their sights. The last turn of the game is largely uneventful. With the USS EO surviving the game and securing the last of the mission logs, Starfleet claimed victory. Both captains gained 2 experience, and Captain Vega uses it to increase her captain skill to 3. While this won't really impact the next game, it will lead to bigger and better ships down the line. Which is something that Captain Lascelles was already taking advantage of. She increases her captain's skill to 4, meaning that she could swap ships, but neither the Defiant nor Sabre classes really feel like an upgrade compared to the Excelsior. That game was extremely close. It might not have felt like it during the last few turns, but the Akira was so close to being destroyed. A little more luck on the Dominion's part and they would have won. So far, focusing on the objectives has proven fruitful for Starfleet. But a fight is coming, and while both captains have gained some experience this game, neither has much to show for it going into the next game. Speaking of which, we're halfway through Act 2, with 2 more missions to go. Hopefully the mission logs from the Trellisk can shed some light as to what the Dominion are planning. And that was Star Trek Alliance. I really enjoyed this game. With some of the previous efforts coming across as maybe too easy, it's good to have a game that really came down to the wire. The Akira is not the most agile of ships, and having to rely on just evading could have spelled disaster if the Jem'Hadar were able to coordinate more. I'm also looking forward to introducing some new ships, with Captain Vega only a game or so away from upgrading to an Intrepid class. Not that I have a soft spot for Voyager or anything. Anyway, let me know in the comments if there's any particular game you want me to have a look at. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Take care.